Hi there ladies and people, my name is Earl and today I have powered on Transport Fever. Transport Fever is developed by Urban Games and is the follow-up to Train Fever. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? But I think this game can more be seen as a successor to Transport Tycoon, OpenTDD. You know, that game. Probably heard of it. Well, I better hope you do. So it's a transport management game. Very addictive I gotta say. But before we jump to the gameplay, let's go first to the settings menu. What do we have there? As you can see, these are the graphics options, which are not a lot. Maybe it's enough because it's from a top-down perspective, but what I would have liked is a borderless windowed option, which is not there, which sucks. And overall, not too many options. But I don't know how much you exactly need for a tabletop game. I gotta say, I run on high on a 970. And sometimes when you zoom in and zoom out, there are some FPS drops. And I think if you got a lot of transportation going on, it may go down a little bit, the FPS. But I'm not sure. I didn't have that big of an empire, so... But that's what I think, based on experience, what I did right now. So if you go to audio, everything is fine here. You can turn it on and off, or even put the volume separately, whatever you want. So that is fine. In the control sections, you can rebind everything, which is nice. And there are also some extra options here. So nothing to complain there, really. What I do like in the interface, because it's a transportation game, you have your speed unit, your power unit, your rate unit. You can set it to whatever silly metric thing you're using. So, I like that. And in advanced options, there's some when you need to autosave or send crash reports or show unsupported hardware warning. So, there's not a lot there. So, a part of some lacking graphic options, I think overall it's fine. And then one other big thing, it got Steam Workshop support. So there are plenty of mods out there if you want to customize your game. Go look there. There's plenty already. So that's actually a great thing to keep this game alive. And I think that's one of the power. I think that is a strong power for this game. Strong power, strong force. You know what I'm getting. So... in Transport Fever, there's actually a campaign mode, which we come in later, but you collect this.
The land of opportunity demonstrates your talent.
As you
and
can see,
to become the most
someone is already talking. You got a
country
campaign for America or USA. No, it's the whole of America. It's not only the USA or Europe. So that's great. But we will jump into that later because we will go to the, I think the best thing of the game and the strongest thing of the game, which is the free game. Just you have like in Transport Tycoon, start a free game and do whatever you want. Try and build it up. So what you can do here is you can choose between Europe and USA or even custom. And if you choose between Europe and USA, you got actually different vehicles and ships and planes. So that's nice. You can give in your seat. So if somebody of you has some awesome map you also want to play in, ask him for the seat and put it down here and you will get the same map. And again, you got world size, terrain type, the starting year, which you can also make a custom one of that, and the difficulty. And difficulty is actually with how much money you start. So there are plenty of options here, and you got custom where you can go to advanced, and then you can set everything here: vehicles, European, terrain. You can set whatever you like. You can make it whatever you like. So, thumbs up for that. I do like that. Then you start a game and off you go. But what I will do is I will show you guys some free game that I already started. I called it Good Game because I already had some failures. But of course, we will load into Good Game. Continue. I gotta say, the generation of the world and the loading can take quite a while. I think the generation of the world take the longest, but you sit on your ass, so does it really matter? I don't think so, but So waiting. And it's almost done. So, I gotta tell you guys. Sorry for that if you heard that. You will see a lot of similarities between Transport Tycoon and this. At least that's my experience. So what we got here, I got my little transport empire here, which is running fine. As you can look here, we have a train station with a train that is going back and forth. There's actually an electric train because I'm in year 1942. That just run this on normal speed. You can also fast forward this if you want, because as you can see, normal speed is going quite slowly. But what you can do in this game, and what you have to do in this game, is manage all the transport lines between factories and all that kind of stuff. So again, just like a Transport Fever, for example, we got a farm here and a food processing plant over here, and what that wants, as you can see here, is it wants grain and livestock. And this is the ore button, so it wants or grain or livestock, and what it will produce is food actually. What it will produce is food. And what we can then do with that food is bring it to cities to make the cities grow, and when cities grow they demand more resources, so you have to bring more to them, and so on and so on. So if we look at here, for example, the map, you can see the land use of the cities, where the green are the residential area, these are the commercial area, and and the red, so I'm sorry, and the yellow one is the industrial area, and they all have separate demands. So if you, for example, look at the residents, you can see so many residents are in this house, and they will produce so many people that want to go somewhere. We don't know where, but those people can go for transportation. As you can see, there are 2 waiting here. Well, not 2, but on my line 20 they're waiting 8, and on line 11 they're waiting 7. So how more residential area, how more bus stations and tram stations you need in the city. And we got the commercial area, which demands the tools, the foods, the tools. So it demands food, tools, and goods. And goods are whatever. And then we got the industrial area, which demands construction material, machines, and fuel. So if you got any of those machines, you just gotta bring it there. If you got any of those products, bring it to the appropriate area in the city, and the city will grow slowly. And as you can see, if you press on Helston, for example, you can see here we got shopping facilities, which have a decent coverage of foods, but a bad coverage of the tools, for example, and no goods at all. And construction material, machines, fuel, not anything. So yeah, those are the basics. And as you can see what I've done here, so I bring grain and livestock to this food facility, and then there's a train going back and forth. I let the train run first and let it go to this little town over here, then it comes back, and then it goes to this town over here. And as you can see, it goes to this train station, which, as you can see in the white, little hiccup there from my side, but got this coverage area. So when you lay down, for example, a new one, we can... No, don't have to lay down a new one, but as you can see, for example, here, this one is connected to the industrial area. So that means that the things I want to bring here are the fuel, are the machines, and are the construction material. But there's not anything connected yet. And then we got all my bus stations here. Here's one central station, or one bigger station, and one bigger station and tinier stations, and you can actually see the people waiting here. So there's actually some pretty nice simulation going on over there. And what I have set up, for example, in this city, because I want to make this city big, is I have one tram line which goes show you all the lines that I have here. So these are all the lines that you make. You can filter them: a railroad, road, tram, air, and water. So if you go to tram, this is line 20, I think. You can see very vaguely, depends on what color you choose and how it goes. So this one goes from here to here to here to there, and also to here, but also to this tram / bus station. And I made this one because I also got an airport over here, so people can get to with the tram to here, or with the bus from another city, and then jump into the airport and fly to another one. Because I also got bus lines set from this city to this city to this city. And as you can see, so as I told you guys, I got a bus line from this city to this city and this city, but residents also move by their own car, and therefore you have to manage the roads between the cities. Because first I had a one lane road over here, which was all blocked by all the traffic because it couldn't pass each other, and one was going very slowly and one was going pretty fast. So then I made this dual road, as you can see, with 2 lanes, and now everything is running smoothly. Because on the dual lane, for example, here's a speed limit of 70 kilometers an hour, and here's also one, but on a 2 lane you can only go 50. So there are all kinds of stuff you have to manage. In the cities, I think most of it is done automatically by the city just expanding itself and upgrading the different roads in the city. But that are things you have to take care of also. As you can see here, for example, there's only a one lane road, and this bus is pretty much blocking it because this only goes, I cannot see that, oh there it is, this only goes 50 kilometers an hour, and these one are going pretty much faster. So it also states in which buildings it belongs to, and so there's a whole management system behind all of this. It's crazy, it's really crazy. But that's pretty much the basics of it. I hope you understand it. It's a lot. It's a lot to explain in a first impression. Well, not a lot to explain. I have to get used to explaining it. So if you got any tips for this, please state it in the comments below, how I can improve myself. That would be very much appreciated. So right here I have 19 million, which is quite a lot. I can spend quite a lot of money. And I had some kind of project here, which I cannot find anymore. Maybe it's gone already. But I will just create an example here of how you should do things. I will just... Because as you can see here, there's also a lot of going on. There are a lot of passengers in this city, which is already pretty big. I got another airport here. Got a train going from this city to that one to that one. It's crazy. It's crazy. And here there's also a train somewhere. I don't even know where it is. Oh, it is here. Which goes back and forth with some fuel to this city, actually. To the industrial area over here. Got it pretty much covered, so that's great. But for example, what if we want to set up a new line? What do we have to do? Let's find something. So what do we want to do? Try and pick something easy. So for example, we got a oil well over here and a oil refinery over here. And we want to connect those two. Is that a good plan? Yeah, it's a good plan, I think. What do we want to do? Well, for example, if we want to do it by train, but road vehicles and other stuff kind of works the same. For example, you have to choose. Be careful because destroying something also costs money. You have to select, for example, cargo. So you got a difference between passenger and a cargo station, which is maybe logical, but And here we got a freight station, and what you have to look at is, does this connect to the facility? Yes it does, but it got too much slope to even build it, and not here. But as you can see, the facility, the production facility is white, so it will bring cargo to these to this station. And how the system works, it works by demand. If a station does not demand a good, the factory connected to it will not produce it at all. So for example, if we bring this crude oil to this oil refinery and we do not take away fuel from that, we do not consume fuel from that, it will not produce it. So a beginner's tip, always start at the end of a production line with building stuff. Otherwise you're just wasting money. But I just want to say, we built one over here, a train station, and one somewhere. Does it connect? Yeah, we can even bring it over here. Unable to align. No. Narrow angle. We can build it here, for example. It is connected, as you can see. It's white. So then we have high-speed tracks already, or standard tracks. We can take high-speed for now. I think we've got plenty of money. And then you can build a tunnel, for example, over here. By default, the production method will choose the cheapest way of building a road or a railroad track, but sometimes you have to do it in little pieces to make it cheaper if you want it cheaper. Now we got all the money in the world, so ooh, look, unable to align the train. If we just want to dig this down, which is not even possible. But yeah, I'm getting off topic. As I said, if you want to do it more cheaply, so if we want to go around this, which is probably more cheaply, but it takes a lot more time, or we want to make a railroad that goes up the mountain and then under, which I think is too steep, but can be. Maybe it can pass over here. We have to do it manually with tinier steps, and then, for example, you can raise the train here if you want to. No, it's auto-saving. And I got a new vehicle available, a Douglas plane, which is nice. But for example, we can then here make the train higher. It will automatically build a bridge. So actually, laying down your tracks is pretty easy, but you have to keep in mind that it is not always the cheapest if you just do one straight line. So, but for now, we will create this and then we connect it to here. So these two stations are connected now, but then if you want to have a train there, you have to build a depot, a train depot, which is logical if you think about it. We can turn that one with the M and the N key, put it a little bit further away, so we can build the tracks to it properly, so we can find its path. As you can see, it's connected, and be careful because sometimes this does not connect properly. You think it is, but it's not, so always keep that in mind. Because then it's, for example, like this, as you can see here, and then it cannot find its way to the station and you're screwed. So we will make a one over here. So this one is connected now. We got the depot, and what we can do then is buy a train. So which train do we want? Do we want an electric one? I think so, we got electric things over here. But do we want we do not want that. I do not want one that costs a lot of money. But I want a fast one. This one costs a lot of money. Well, we got plenty, so it doesn't matter. And we will take this one for now. So we take we just take a steam train. Whatever, we don't have to buy electric. So we buy this one. Then we have the train, but then we also need the cart for it. So the oil actually goes in a tank wagon, as you can see here. Cargo types, crude oil, oil and fuel. Open wagon got other things, and so on and so forth. It's really easy. Just look at the cargo type and how much you want, and just press buy. They're pretty expensive. Gotta say, trains are expensive. I got a tip from someone, from a viewer from a stream. Act small, think big. Act small, think big. It's a key tip. I always thought big and acted big. Your company is ruined, so I can say you that. So we have created this train, and what we then want to do is create a new line. So these are all my lines available now. So I can set it to some line and that will not find a path to it. But we can create a new line over here. And then we press go to this station and go to that station. And it will automatically go. It will load this, will load crude oil here, and it will dump it over here, and you will get money for it. And as you maybe could have seen in the line thing, you can also say here load if available, load full, or load all. And with any, it means any kind of thing, any kind of load that you have at the station available that I can fit. So for example, gotta send it all the way back now. Come on, fast forward it. Because now I have set my wagons to load everything. Everything that you can fit in there, just load it if there is something to consume it. And you're done. But what you can also do is press the plus button and then, for example, only do crude oil in these tankers. So if some facilities are multiple facilities are connected to one station, you can specify a type of, oh, you have to load that and you have to load that, and the story continues. Now I have put it back, I can put it back to the line and it will go make me some money. And the same works with the buses actually. For example, we have a bus/tram station here. We can put it in a city. Keep in mind that demolishing buildings from a city is very expensive, as you can see. It's now 235k and this is only 8, but hey, whatever. So we put it there, it's got a pretty much area that it can cover. We got a depot, not here, pretty far away, so we can also create a new depot for the bus. And then we just say buy road vehicles, and what do we want? We want the best bus we have available, so that is this one. The Sauertuscher. Yeah, it's a German game, so you might find a lot of German names over there. I mean, made by German developers, not a German game. So we can buy as many buses as we want. We want 4 on a new line. So here you say all the things that are in depot now, put them on this line. So we want them on that new line. These 4 buses just go on here and go to the station. And up you go. And then if there is any demand for it, passengers will wait here. And the same here. Passengers will choose where they want to go. So 30 want to go to line 22 and 30 want to go to line 40. So that are the basics of the game, and you can continue. And as you can see, the map is pretty big. We can go, if we can make a little round here. The map is pretty big and there's a lot of micromanagement to be done. Because as you can see here, there's a lot of fuel at the train station, and here's some fuel left that I cannot consume, so I can add additional cars to this train to consume more fuel and bring more to the city, so it can grow bigger, because now it actually got only 72% of its demand instead of 100. And you can continue like that, like crazy. I think you can put, I don't know, ridiculously amount of hours in one game. Ridiculously. So I think that is the strength of this game. It is the free game, and combined with the mods, I think the possibilities are endless, and you can have so much playtime of this game. I mean, I think it's around 25 euros. I think you can have so much fun for 25 euros. So long, it's ridiculous. I think it's a good buy, this game. I can tell you that already. So yeah, all the line stuff works basically the same with the airplanes and with the ships. So there's nothing to worry about there. And yeah, here you can manage all your lines. For example, your trains and your vehicles have a lifespan. They can only last for 15 years, and over that the maintenance cost goes up. And what you can do is you can set automatic vehicle replacement. So if a vehicle reaches lifespan, replace it automatically. So that's also very handy, and there are all kind of that kind of options in the game which are very handy. So yeah, this is the free game, so endless possibilities here. I can show you the campaign for a bit, what is the purpose over there, but I didn't spend too much time on it because quit to main menu, because personally I don't find it that is interesting. I think the strength is here at the free game, and I can start up one campaign here. We go with Europe, for example, and we choose the
railroad is currently conquering all of Europe.
well, we choose the Gotthard tunnel because it's the first mission. Start it, it will load it. Might take some time. The maps are not that big, so
a railroad tunnel through the Swiss Alps will make our young nation the most important route from the North Sea.
So there we are. So there's a little narrator over here, as you can hear.
No idea why we of all people have been awarded this monster.
And I think in the campaign what you will do is just complete all the major infrastructure projects in Europe. So for example the Gotthard tunnel and other stuff, but I'm not sure about that. And this is the first one where we have to slowly this is the first one, so it will introduce you to all the stuff. So it might be good to learn the game, the basics of the game, to do some of the campaign missions. But here it's all about finish this railroad and connect these things with some horses and all that kind of stuff. You can dive into it, it's nice that it's there, but I don't think it's the strength of the game, so I didn't put much time in it. So I can't tell you much about it, I'm sorry. So yeah, if we go to my main menu now, I think that was it for Transport Fever. I think there was a lot to show. I hope I showed you enough to give you a good first impression, but if you got any tips for me how I can do it better, please state in the comments below. They're always welcome, there's always room for improving. But as a conclusion, I think this is a good successor to Transport Tycoon. It gets a recommendation. Yeah, that's a word I just made up. It gets an recommendation because I think this game has great value with free game, with mod support for only I think around 25 euros right now. And it can go into some kind of discount or something, so I think this game is great. I hope you think this game is great and will give it a try. I love it. So guys, thank you a lot for watching. If you like this video, feel free to press the like button, and if you like me, feel free to subscribe for more funsies. But for now, as always, oh yeah, and if you dislike it, the other button is right next to it, and I almost forgot that part. We gotta be honest there. If you think it's good, it's good. If you think it's bad, it's bad. Well guys, thank you a lot for watching, and for now, as always, to be continued.